Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at Macstock 2017. I found Mr. Jeff Gamet. No, I really didn't just find him. He just interviewed me on Daily Observations podcast. So now I figured I better get him back. Jeff, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, and I'm glad we're still on speaking terms.
We're always on speaking terms. And, you know, it's a little crazy that we see each other at different conferences, and it's so seldom that we actually get to sit down and do a show together of anybody's because we're always so busy talking to all the people we don't get to see.
Yeah, that's true. And yet, we just did a show where I interviewed you, and now here we are turning it around. You're interviewing me. Or it's not interviewing. We just kind of hang out and chat.
Exactly, and give people a sense of what's going on here at Macstock and how weird we both are.
Yeah, we do.
So how did you come up with the question? No, never mind.
Well, I really felt it was important to put you on the spot.
Well, good. Well, thank you. You did a good job. So we're pretty much at the end of the day here at Macstock, the first day. Mm-hmm. We still have a day to go as we record this. What do you think so far?
That's an easy one. It's a lot of fun. And what I'm loving is that there have been some really great sessions, and there are really great sessions that I know I missed, but that's because I'd come out to get a drink, take a break, stretch my legs between sessions, and then I'd just start running into people. And I'm having these wonderful and amazing conversations with people about everything. I've been talking with people that want to tell me about the amazing thing they're doing with some piece of technology they have. And then I'm talking with other people that are sharing something just wonderful from their life. And I just think it's awesome that there's so many people with all these other stories. And the trade-off is I've ended up missing a couple sessions that I wanted to see. But that's okay, because these other conversations that I'm having with people are fantastic.
That's the part that I wish we could convey to folks, that the sessions are great. And I did the road to Macstock. I talked to everybody. I wanted to sit through every session. I had the same problem you do, though. You know, you also want to have these sidebar conversations, mm-hmm. and you get wrapped up in them, and all of a sudden, okay, you've missed half a session or more. Yeah,
it's the price we pay. But the benefit that we get out of that, it's all these amazing experiences and wonderful memories that we're building, and new friendships.
Now, you and I just had an interesting experience. We were talking to a young lady who is here for the first time. She's blind, mm-hmm. and watching, and of course, in prior years, Dr. Robert Carter and Allison Hartley have helped educate us a little bit about the accessibility community and specifically the blind. Watching that young lady work with her phone was fascinating.
Oh, it was beyond fascinating. It was magical is what it was. And one of the things that I'm relating this story because everyone needs to hear this one. I have an app on my phone that she was curious if it handled the accessibility features in a way that would make it usable for her. And it's something she had tried a long time ago, and it had some limitations. So I handed her my phone, and we put it into the voiceover mode, and my iPhone became this totally new device that I was experiencing for the first time, as she just zipped through screens and applications, and my phone was just rattling off all this information in a way that I hadn't really appreciated before. And it was just amazing to watch how she used an iPhone without being able to see anything on the screen. And on hers, the screen is actually off. And yet she was able to use her iPhone more efficiently and more effectively than I can, and I can see everything on the screen.
And that's the other part of the story, because she was doing that with your iPhone. That was impressive, absolutely. But then to watch her use hers, she's sliding her fingers across a black piece of glass because her screen is off. Because she doesn't need the screen. You know, there's no reason to burn the battery. So she is working with a black piece of glass, can't see anything, and doing it just as effectively. I'm like you, it blew my mind.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I loved how partway through what she was doing, she went ahead and just turned her screen on so we could see what she was doing. And then later on, she turned it back off. So she had the insight to how people experience things, to be able to give us a little bit of what we need to better visualize what it is that she's able to do. But still, seeing her navigate her iPhone without the screen on, it was just amazing to watch. And I feel like, even though I've been using an iPhone since they first came out, I feel now like I don't even know how to use this thing.
Yeah, it humbles you, no question, in a way that I guess that's the way people that aren't familiar with the iPhone watch us use it. But then when you see somebody do that has that particular challenge and does it so effectively and so efficiently, it's like, wow, I'm not fully appreciating just all the engineering that went into this phone, all the thought, all the software, I mean, just everything that goes with it. And it enables her to do things that she really would have a hard time, if not make it impossible to do otherwise.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful to see how accessible the iPhone is, and not just to see it in a more ephemeral way where people are talking about how incredibly useful the device is for so many people, but to see someone that can use it in a completely different way, and I hate to say, open my eyes to even more of what the iPhone is capable of, but that's really what happened. She opened my eyes in a way that was totally surprising and amazing and awesome, and it was so much fun.
And that's just one of the experiences we've had here at Macstock, and that was a particularly impressive one. But that's what happens when you get a bunch of people together that show off their talents and their skills. I know there have been other conversations I've had that have been very impressive. Not quite up to that par, but very, very impressive, and just a lot of great people.
Oh, absolutely. It's so much fun to come to an event like this, and this event in specific, because there are people that I get to meet that I would never have the opportunity to meet in person. And in some cases, well, like just a few minutes ago, as one of the sessions ended, I was approached by these two people. One is a man that I met last year here, and he was such a nice guy. And this year, his wife came along with him, and she's someone that's been listening to Daily Observations like pretty much since it started, and has been interacting with me on different social media platforms, but I've never really met her. And so I got to meet this woman that I've had this online friendship with through podcasting, and we just started up this conversation that felt like we had been carrying on a conversation for years, simply because she'd been communicating to me through listening to the show, and then interactively on social networks, and experiences like that are just so fantastic, and I'm so glad that we have this so that things like that can happen.
Yeah, agreed. It's the online stuff is great. The social media stuff is great. Certainly Skype and FaceTime and all those are great, but there's still something about getting together in person and having those chance encounters that you just can't have otherwise. So, yeah. I know you've got a deeper dive session coming up. What's your deeper dive on?
Smart home technology. And this is the extension of what I did this morning, where I gave people an overview of things that you can do with smart home devices. And so we're doing a deeper dive where we can really go under the hood with things that people are doing or trying to do, and work through the problems they're having. And I'm really looking forward to this, because there's this kid that I met earlier today. I believe you had the chance to speak with him at some point too. And he's really into smart home technologies. He's an 11-year-old boy, and he was talking to me in the hallway about the things that he wants to do and has already done. And he was planning on coming to the deep dive session because he really wanted to get into more of these ideas he has for automating his parents' home.
I like automating his parents' home.
Well, to be fair, he's 11, so someone has to have the mortgage.
Yeah, but I wonder how the parents feel about this. That may be a whole other discussion.
I'm sure it is. But the fact that they are letting him be here and explore these things, I have a feeling his parents are pretty cool.
Agreed.
Or at least very tolerant.
Hey, Jeff, it's great to see you. Thanks for the time. Thank you for the interview earlier on Daily Observations. We'll do it again soon.
Well, thank you for being on Daily Observations. It was so much fun to get to interview you. And I just love that we get to sit down and chat like this. And it's just awesome. You rock.
So do you, my friend. So do you. Folks, more from Macstock 2017. I'm Chuck Joyner. We'll be back. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes, links to subscribe, and to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, SoundCloud, the MacVoices blog, the MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter, and on MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard that helps you do more with your Apple tech. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.